Hi everyone. So we're on day 6 of Manifest with Marlene. And what I want to talk to you today about is um, your life being a mirror. So anything that, and we've talked about this already, but anything that it comes up in your life, anything that shows up in your experience is coming from inside of you. You create it, you hold it in place with your energy and your attention. Now, when you take it literally, as we're supposed to, that life is a mirror, it's reflecting back what you're holding, what you're unconscious of holding, and what you're consciously holding, then your life will show you all the time where you're at. Your life will show you all the time where you're at energetically. Your life will show you all the time how you think about people, how you think about situations, what you believe to be true about situations, what you believe to be true about yourself, what you believe to be true about other people. And when you start to do this work, no matter how long you've been doing it, there are layers to it, in my experience. There are layers to it. There are times where you feel like you're looping back on the same thing. There are times where you'll forget everything that you've learned and will need something on the apparent outside to wake you up again. And I had that experience yesterday. I experienced a negative that I had thought I had dealt with, and it came up really loudly and really, forcefully, in a way that I found myself sort of slipping back into my old ways of dealing with this particular thing. But it didn't sit right. It was gnawing at me. It was gnawing at me. It was like, you know, you're back here again. You're back here again. Why are you back here again? So obviously I have to walk my talk. If I'm here sharing this information, then I'm human, same as everybody else. And this was obviously something that I hadn't fully cleared. And last night when I went to bed, I got out, I've bought this notebook particularly for this, and some people call it scripting, where, and it was just something I wanted to dive into, another way of maybe putting all my thoughts on a page. I'm not great for writing stuff like that because I talk more internally than I do write, but I was saying I'd give this a go. So I started writing out the opposite of everything that I was feeling in that moment. And there's a technique called I remember when. And your subconscious doesn't know because your subconscious is not operating in linear time. So your subconscious doesn't know if you're talking about something that happened 40 years ago, 10 minutes ago, 1 minute ago. It doesn't, it has no concept of time in that way. So when you say things to your, like when you say things or write things out as if they've happened in the past already, then your subconscious mind is kind of like, oh, okay, she's moved on from this. So sorry about the dark outside. Um, so I'll give you an example. So say, like for me, one of the things that I was working on was, um, say I'm working on this pain in my foot, right? So I would write down, I remember when my foot really bothered me. I remember when it was difficult to walk around, when it was difficult to put pressure on it. And now I'm so happy that I don't experience that anymore. I'm so happy I can just bounce out of the bed now. I can walk for however long I want to walk. I can get up off the chair and not have to brace myself for the pain. And it feels so amazing, right? So you take something that is apparently showing up for you right now. So say you're dealing with a coworker that's bugging you, right? You're Every day you go in and this co-worker, say, doesn't pull their weight. So you could start writing it out and saying, I remember when George really didn't pull his weight, and I remember how frustrated I used to be, and the names I used to call him, and how tired I was of his shit. And now, miraculously, I don't have to deal with George anymore. George is in a completely different department to me, whatever you want, right? You can say, George just, I'm amazed he just turned everything around and now he's working really hard. He's one of my best friends in the office. Or if you want him completely gone, you can say, it's amazing George was just moved to a different department to me. You can have whatever you want. If, as you're writing it, you truly believe you're creating, your subconscious will accept it as fact and give you what you want. So, going into the science of it, there's your subconscious works with it's called reticular activating system. So because your subconscious has billions of bits of information to process so that you can actually stay upright as a functioning human, what your subconscious will do is it will notice the things that you like to say, things you like to look at. It's like if you can compare it to Facebook or Google ads, where they obviously are watching and monitoring what you're liking, what you're scrolling past, and then you get targeted ads based on what based on the information they gather. If you can see your subconscious like that, it's constantly gathering information about what you like, what you don't like, who you are, and it will anything then that you are focused on, it will give you more. It will look for that in your reality, whether bad or good. It will find it for you, and it will find more of it for you. So when you're writing out these scripts, and you kind of say you're saying to your subconscious, okay, I did focus a lot, say, on George, but now George is gone now. And now I'm having the best time ever at work, and it feels easy, and people really respond well to my ideas. And you're writing this out. It's like writing out your perfect life. You're writing out what you really want to happen. So I had to do that last night and kind of purge out what was going on for me. This old story that was showing its face again for me. And I had to write for a while. I had to write for a while so that I could shift out by saying, I remember when, but now, I remember when, but now. Until the but now felt like, yeah, this is where I am. Do you know what I mean? So your life is showing you all the time where you are in your mind. I promise you, once you really get on board with this, people will magically transform in front of your eyes. People you've had difficulties with, your health, it will just like that. You are so powerful. Like you have no idea. Well, maybe you do. And all I'm doing is mirroring this back to you because you called me in. You've said, okay, yeah, I need something else to tell me what this is. You know what this is. You're doing it since you were old enough to be able to do it. When you really wanted something as a kid, when you know, your imagination as a child, when you drew pictures, when you lived in a fantasy land. That fantasy land is your ripe creativity. It's your ripe creativity. When you're a child, you're very influenced by the adults around you. So if the adults around you were constantly talking negative things or worrying or whatever, then you were going to unfortunately see that play out. But now you have autonomy. Now you can decide what you want. And you can rewrite everything. Honestly, you can rewrite it all into I remember when, but now. And you're bringing it into the present moment, what it is you actually want. So notice what shows up for you. If you don't like it, rewrite it. Okay? Bye.